Hello, everyone. We are in the process of uploading. Good evening. He'll be joining us shortly. In the query about the group-based work can also be addressed to him. Hello, Vedant sir. Hello, ma'am. Everyone, today is day 4 of our uh, online internship. And I would like to hand over the proceedings to Vedant sir, who will now proceed with today's session.
Sure. Thank you so much, Shivaji. And good evening, everyone. Again, great to meet you all. Quickly, please ensure that whatever you all want to write, questions, doubts, jo bhi hoga, please ensure that you do it in the chat rather than in the Q&A. All right, guys, please keep it there. Hello, guys. Good evening. I think now we shall start. We have a lot of people who have joined in. जो बाद में late होंगे कोई दिक्कत नहीं, they can join in. So I hope you all got time to think about the different topics that we had discussed yesterday. पांचों topics याद हैं कौन से हमने project के लिए discuss किए थे? 5 topics. I had given you guys 5 topics. Quickly, if you all want to list down the 5 topics that were there. Anyone who wants to list down the 5 topics that I had given? Ishan has given me animal care, ठीक है, street side animals का, fitness, gig workers. Tisha, it was not fitness of India's youth. I had talked about fitness overall. Feel free, अगर आपको वो project मिलता है, you might want to talk about the youth. That's a separate thing. But I had written fitness for all of India. ठीक है? Loneliness, yes, loneliness in urban areas, urban people, absolutely correct, absolutely correct. Arav has picked up the last one which was left, which is future skills. Basically, how to impart life skills in children in India, because that's a big issue that we face at the school level. Angel Malik, I don't think I had given anything related to sports, so I don't know where you're getting that from. That was not one of the topics we had discussed. Sport का कोई topic नहीं था, मुझे जितना याद है. All right. So just a quick update. I hope all of you are a part of the WhatsApp group that Shubham sir had shared the link for. Okay. उस WhatsApp group में you will soon be getting details about how the project is going to happen, including the groups, the way the groups will be made. ठीक है? Once the groups are frozen, all of you will be given individual topics for each team out of these 5 topics, which I have already shared with you. And then, I'm sorry, and then Sunday या Monday में आपके presentation के slots भी आपको दे दिए जाएंगे. Okay? Tomorrow we will have the 5th session, guys. Tomorrow we will have the 5th session. Tomorrow's session ideally is where I see some of the concepts that you are building upon given the 5 problem statements that you would receive. तो एक तरीके से आप ये समझ लो, कल मैं कुछ पढ़ाऊंगा नहीं, कल it will be more of your questions and your doubts vis-a-vis the topics that you would have been allocated. So that हम लोग एक template set कर लें आपके flow का, आपके PPT का, आपके video का, whatever you want to use to present your case. We will discuss that tomorrow so that Sunday or Monday, whenever you get the option to present in front of the jury, you are better prepared. Tomorrow's timing is 3:45 to 5:45. I am writing it here. 3:45 to 5:45 PM है कल का session, guys. If in case by any chance कोई भी reason से ऊपर नीचे होता है, you will be intimated on the group itself, just in case, but it should not change. 99.9% 3:45 to 5:45 ही रहेगा. ठीक है? I know it's a last minute change, so in case someone has a prior appointment or some other issues, apologies. Feel free to go through the video recording that will be given to you all, because it's almost impossible to have 300 people ka consensus in one. I'm sure you all understand that. That's why for the session which was missed on Wednesday, we are fulfilling that tomorrow from 3:45 to 5:45. Guys, 4:45 नहीं होगा, 5:45 होगा. It's a 2-hour session. It's not a 1-hour session. 2 घंटे का सेशन है, 3:45 से 5:45. ठीक है? All right. What we'll do today is, guys, immediately jump into the last 2 steps of design thinking. कुछ चीजें मैं आप लोगों को बताऊंगा जो आपके प्रोजेक्ट में आपको हेल्प करेंगी. एंड ऑब्वियसली आफ्टर दैट इफ देयर आर एनी डाउट्स, एनी क्वेश्चंस, फील फ्री टू थ्रो देम माय वे. ओके, sharing my screen, guys. So quickly, in the chat, can someone tell me what are the 5 steps of design thinking? Jaldi se. 5 steps of design thinking. We'll quickly do a revision. What are the 5 steps of design thinking? एक मैसेज में एक ही बार में पांचों लिखना, एक एक करके मत भेजना. I won't be able to follow it. Write all 5 together, guys. Don't send me one by one. Empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. Akshara, fantastic, fantastic. अभी तक जो हमने पढ़ा है एम्पथाइज, डिफाइन और आइडिएट में, गिव मी द टॉप 2 frameworks that you have loved. Give me the top 2 frameworks that you love that we have done till now. We have done a lot of frameworks, guys. We have done a lot of frameworks. Give me top 2. I can see onion peel and empathy map. Onion peel and empathy map बहुत लोगों ने डाला है. Empathy map, onion peel. Worst ideas and onion peel method. Okay, worst ideas. All right. Next क्या है? Any different scamper? Okay, I get scamper also. That's what I was wondering. Scamper to generally I get from everyone. Scamper आया. Onion peel is again there. Worst possible ideas is again there. किसी को DVF framework समझ नहीं आया या पसंद नहीं आया? DVF, no one for DVF. Very very important guys. DVF उसके बिना काम नहीं होगा, ये मैं गारंटी दे सकता हूँ. If I have to pick up one framework जिसके बिना your PPT won't be full complete is DVF. DVF के बिना आपका PPT complete नहीं होगा by the way. Because in the end, whatever you may do, however good your empathy map is, however good you have done, use your scamper method or how might be statement or your 3 question filter, whatever. जब तक DVF फ्रेमवर्क पे वो इनोवेटिव नहीं साउंड करेगा या नहीं वो इंटरसेक्शन पे आएगा, no solution is going to help. All right, guys. So DVF framework will be extremely crucial for you to prove that what you are asking or what you are suggesting as a solution is going to definitely solve. Desirable, viable, feasible. यानी कि जो solution आप बोल रहे हो that is desired by the users, it is viable for you to build it with the current resources and technology on the planet, and it is feasible commercially for you to run it. ये तीनों पैरामीटर्स जब तक कोई भी सोल्यूशन पे कंप्लीटली नहीं बैठेंगे, सोल्यूशन नहीं लॉन्च हो सकता. ऑलराइट, जैसे 3 question फिल्टर, अगेन डोंट फॉरगेट दैट. जो भी प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट आप डिफाइन कर रहे हो, इट हैज टू फ्लो थ्रू द 3 question प्रॉब्लम फिल्टर. I know I have given you these 5 statements, but when we were also shortlisting these 5 statements, if you go back to the 3 question problem filter, you will see all these 5 problem statements will flow through it. So first question क्या था 3 question problem filter का? Many people are affected by the problem that you are looking at. Number 2, many people are affected by it repeatedly. And number 3, people are highly dissatisfied or there is immense friction or frustrations that will make them pay for this problem. So the moment you have these 3 parameters being fulfilled, the problem that you are looking for, it is definitely going to help you create a fantastic solution on it. All right, guys. So that's the quick kind of a recap I wanted to have with you guys in terms of what the 5 steps are and 2 frameworks that you have loved till now. So we have already completed the first 3 steps, guys. Empathize करना हम सीख चुके हैं. We have defined the problem and finally we have also ideated through different frameworks. एक क्विक छोटी सी केस स्टडी करते हैं. छोटी सी केस स्टडी वेरी क्विकली. Imagine you are the secretary or the president of a residential building. Imagine you are the secretary or president of a residential building. And it's an old building and you are the president. ठीक है. So basically building की maintenance, building में कुछ भी problems होगी तो वहां के residents आपके पास आएंगे. They will come to you to obviously raise that concern and then you will have to solve for them given the limited funds that the society would have. All right. So what happened is that the lift in your building is not a good one. The lift in your building is not a good one. It is extremely slow. That is the complaint that you have received from a lot of residents. That sir or ma'am, the lift is very slow. It takes a lot of time. So kindly please remove it because it is wasting our time. It is not suitable for us. This is the complaint you have received. Up, you tell me what would be your first step to figure out what the solution for this problem should be. Problem is obviously pertinent because it is happening to everyone in the society. That's agreed upon. It's happening repeatedly. Agreed. A lot of people are getting pissed by it or frustrated by it. Agreed. अब आप बताओ, as the president of this society, what do you think will be the solution that you will bring for it? Will you change the lift? Will you just ignore the problem? Whatever it is, I want the solutions that are there. क्या solution लेके आओगे? Repair the lift आ रहा है. We will change the lift आ रहा है. Okay. Interesting. Make the lift faster आ गया अनमोल का. Okay. Install a new lift आया. Aditya has written install a mirror in the lift. Okay, interesting. How will mirror help in the speed, guys? I don't know. Getting a new one. Better and improvement for the elevator with funds. So you're saying funds raise करेंगे, नई lift लेके आएंगे. Okay. Put a new lift. Put a new lift. Okay. Upgrade it. Repair it. Build better technology around it. I would host a fundraiser and gather money, says Ilakshi. Remove the wires? Dipali, what do you mean by remove the wires? लिफ्ट चलाना तो है ही ना, वायर्स रिमूव करके कैसे काम चलेगा? More lifts. Okay, more lifts. Interesting. All right. Let's pause. I have seen enough replies. Let's pause the replies, guys. Hold on. So I'll tell you, this has happened in reality with one of the people. उन्होंने क्या किया? उन्होंने इन सारे लोगों को, रेजिडेंट्स को इंडिविजुअली उनके साथ डिस्कशन किया. Individually, remember, he went to 10, 12, 15 of them individually and asked them the problem that they were facing. Okay, asked them the problem that they were facing. And then what Aditya suggested, उन्होंने वो किया. What they simply did was, once they interviewed these people, उनका एक empathy map निकल के आया. Why were they interviewing them? To know exactly what was their issue. So technically they did the first step, which is empathize. They did the first step, which is empathize. Empathize करने के बाद उनको समझ आया that the main problem was that जब आप लिफ्ट में होते हो, आपके पास कुछ करने को नहीं होता. You are unable to spend time constructively. As a result of which, you feel that the time is going slow. जब आप बोर हो रहे होते हो लाइफ में या कुछ करने को नहीं होता, आप देखते हो ना, यू गेट अ सेंस दैट ओहो अभी तक सिर्फ 15 मिनट ही हुए, ओहो अभी तक सिर्फ आधे घंटे हुए. लेकिन वहीं जब आप अच्छी चीजें या एंजॉयबल चीजें कर रहे हो तो टाइम फ्लाइज अवे. अग्रीड. When you do not do anything, it feels that time is going slowly. But when you're engrossed in something, you're enjoying something, you feel time goes by faster. So what this gentleman did was, he installed a mirror, a full mirror in the lift. And he saw that the complaints started dropping. Now, no one was coming and complaining that the lift was slow. Because जब ये mirror लगा ना, तो people started engaging themselves in the mirror कि अच्छा ठीक है, how am I looking, am I dressed properly, is my hair fine, etc., whatever. Immediately, what happened was their mind was occupied constructively in some task and they lost sense of time, as a result of which the complaints of the lift being slow went away. So जब इन्होंने ये जब empathize किया ना, इनको समझ आया lift का speed wasn't an issue, people were not being occupied was the issue. And that's where they figured out that either they could put some music in the lift, or they could put some mirror in the lift, or they could put advertisements in the lift. Basically, something should be there in the lift which would make the people feel engaged. As a result of which, they will not think of the time that they are in the lift. Instead, they will be engaged in that particular activity. That's how they resolved this, guys. Instead of what most of you said, nahi lift le aao. So guys, you have to be smart. You don't have to always spend to save, you don't have to always spend to remove or solve problems. Sometimes when you understand the customer a little better, you realize कि छोटे से tweak से भी customer का problem हट सकता है, which does not need a lot of investment. Remember the Uber story. Remember the Uber story, guys. Uber में कैंसलेशंस हो रहे थे तो मोस्ट ऑफ अस वर लाइक और कैब्स लगा दो, और ड्राइवर्स ले आओ, रेट्स कम कर दो. उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने बोला हम सिर्फ और सिर्फ मैप लगाएंगे जिससे आप ट्रैक करोगे अपना कैब. Don't you think installing that tracker is cheaper than reducing your rates and increasing the fleet of your cars? That's a smarter way of resolving the problem. आपने resolve भी किया, customer भी खुश हुआ, driver भी खुश हुआ, cost almost negligible. Now, that's the kind of mind you need to build. Remember, first day, what did I say? Understand the problem at the core level and try to solve the real problem. Onion peel करोगे तो real core issue पे पहुंचोगे. ऊपर ऊपर से फटाफट करने जाओगे तो फिर कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला, guys. All right. Suhana, the lift did not require any sort of repair. You're still not getting it. The problem was not with the lift. The problem was in the psychology of people. It's in the mind that the time is a lot. Repair नहीं करना था ना replace करना था. People were getting bored. They were not feeling engaged enough. As a result of it, they were feeling the lift is slow. All right. So you have to understand exactly what the user is going through. It's very important for them, for any sort of person to understand आप जिसके लिए problem solve कर रहे हो ना, वो ज्यादा important है. I'll give you one more small example. I'm sure all of you visit shops online and offline to buy clothes. ठीक है? क्या आपको एक शॉप में सारे क्लोथ्स पसंद आते हैं? सब कुछ जो रखा हुआ है, इज इट पॉसिबल फॉर यू टू लाइक एवरीथिंग? नहीं ना. इवन योर फेवरेट ब्रांड्स, वट एवर योर फेवरेट ब्रांड में बी, आपको उसके सारे कपड़े तो कभी पसंद नहीं आएंगे. डू यू एग्री विथ मी? डू यू थिंक उनके ओनर्स को उनके सारे कपड़े पसंद आते हैं? डू यू थिंक उनके ओनर्स को उनके सारे कपड़े पसंद आते हैं? आंसर इज नो. You have to understand the owner is not building for himself or herself. जब वो कपड़ों की डिजाइन आ रहे हैं ना, it's basis the customer that they are building it for. It's not for themselves. So they may or may not like the product. It's not important at all. It's important that the user should be satisfied with the product. Do you agree? Cars देखो आप. Do you think the owner of Maruti sits in a Maruti car? So just because he's building his own product does not mean he will have to use it also. He is building it for a separate audience. He might be rich enough to afford a Mercedes or a BMW or a Rolls Royce. So he might or she might want to take that up. But उसके कस्टमर के लिए मारुति कार इज इंपॉर्टेंट, और उसमें जो फीचर्स है वो उसके कस्टमर के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो वो उसको वो देगा ना. सो आपको ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है, आप जिसके लिए प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हो, it's very important that you have to ensure that you understand them well. All right? Understand them well. That's the only trick. And I am giving you examples of big business houses because all of us know those things. You can implement this thing in your personal life as well. जो मैंने आपको लिफ्ट का एग्जाम्पल दिया वो एक पर्सनल लाइफ का एग्जाम्पल था. उसमें कुछ प्रोफेशनल नहीं था, उसमें कोई पैसों की बात नहीं थी. It was something that gentleman was solving for his society. So, like I said in the very beginning, on day 1, I reiterated that on day 2 and day 3, you are learning design thinking as a process to solve for problems. The problems may come in your professional life, the problems may come in your personal life. The idea is to develop a smart mindset who looks at solving problems and who looks at problems as opportunity, not as threats or things to crib about. Remember the story of that Bata salespeople. Do you remember anyone who remembers salesperson 1, salesperson 2, जिन्होंने day 1 पे attend किया था? Always remember that story, guys. You want to be salesperson 2. You don't want to be salesperson 1. No one likes a person who cribs. एक दिन सुनेगा, 2 दिन सुनेगा, तीसरे दिन बोलेगा भैया थैंक यू सो मच, बाय बाय. पर्सनल हो या प्रोफेशनल हो, कोई नहीं अच्छा लगता, किसी को नहीं अच्छा लगता. आप प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई करो और उसका सोल्यूशन साथ में लेके जाओ. दैट इज अ स्मार्ट पर्सन. And that is exactly what design thinking teaches you. So, a lot of you will be embarking upon your internship journeys for certain specified roles now. So, ensure कि आप कहीं ना कहीं उन जर्नीज पे डिजाइन थिंकिंग इंप्लीमेंट करने की कोशिश करना. The moment you implement design thinking in 3 or 4 places, trust me, your thinking will start changing. And that's where you have actually made it, guys. ठीक है? Shall we move forward now? Shall we move to prototype? Prototyping सीखना है आज. इनफैक्ट आज जर्नी कंप्लीट ही करेंगे. Okay. So yesterday when we discussed, guys, now where we have reached in our journey is हमने प्रॉब्लम डिफाइन किया, सॉरी एम्पैथाइज किया, प्रॉब्लम डिफाइन किया, और अब हमारे पास एक आइडिया आ चुका है उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए. ठीक है? वी हैव जीरोड इन ऑन वन आइडिया. ऑलराइट. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज, गाइस, आप इमीडिएटली उस आइडिया को कंप्लीटली जाके इंप्लीमेंट नहीं करते हो, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ कॉस्ट एंड टाइम टू डू इट जनरली. So what you do is you create a small prototype. Prototype मतलब क्या हुआ? A small model, a small version of the bigger solution which you create and then test with your audience कि भैया जो मैं बना रहा हूं क्या ये लोगों को पसंद भी आ रहा है या क्या ये actually resolve कर रहा है मेरी प्रॉब्लम को. If it is, then I will expand into full-fledged production of it. Otherwise, I will go back to my drawing board and fix my prototype first. Does this make sense? A prototype is a small model, trial version, proof of concept, जो बोलना है बोल लो, pilot project, whatever. You do it at a small scale in a cheap manner, in the sense it has to be cost effective, immensely cost effective. And trust me, guys, I have personally seen prototypes made on chart papers, made out of thermocol, and that's absolutely fine. If it is, your objective of the prototype should be कि अगर मैं ये पोटेंशियल यूजर को दिखाऊं, उसको क्लियरली समझ में आ जाना चाहिए कि क्या एक्सपीरियंस होने वाला है. अगर उसको वो समझ में आ गया तो प्रोटोटाइप आपका परफेक्ट है. क्लियर? गिव मी अ क्विक थम्स अप, गाइस, इफ यू हैव अंडरस्टूड व्हाट प्रोटोटाइप इज एंड व्हाई अ प्रोटोटाइप इज इंपॉर्टेंट. क्विक थम्स अप इफ यू हैव अंडरस्टूड. Very, very important, guys. It saves you a ton loads of money. It saves you a lot of time. And obviously it saves you a lot of effort that you put in अगर आप डायरेक्टली चले जाओ उसके अगेंस्ट. ठीक है? यहीं पे प्रोटोटाइप स्टेज पे ही आप बहुत तरीके से अपने प्रोडक्ट को रिफाइन कर लेते हो इनिशियली ओनली. ओके, नाउ सी दिस. A prototype is a quick early version of your idea, something that you can see, touch, or experience to test whether it really solves the problem or not. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to bring your idea to life. अब अगर मैंने ऐप बनाना है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दैट आई वांट टू क्रिएट एन ऐप. I don't need to create the full blown app on Figma or on some tool and host it on Android or Apple. No, I can create an app, a dummy version of it online, and I can say that, okay, this is my screen 1. If you click here, you will move to screen 2. If you click here, you will move to screen 3. If you click here, you will move to screen 4. And this is where your problem is getting solved. So अगर मैंने वो जर्नी भी दिखा दी ना किसी को विजुअली, दैट्स इट. एक्सपीरियंस कर लिया ना उस बंदे ने. आई डोंट नीड टू क्लिक ऑन द फोन पर्पसली, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. ऑलराइट, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ गुड इनफ प्रोटोटाइप. ये देखो, a prototype helps you test your solution before investing time and money in it, guys, क्योंकि it's a cheap, quick, affordable method of doing it. Makes your ideas easier to explain and get feedback on it. And lastly, it uncovers flaws and or improvements that are required at an early stage itself. शुरू में पता चल गया कि यार ये तो खराब है, ये वर्क नहीं कर रहा है, इसको क्विकली फिक्स करो, या ये फीचर मिसिंग है, ये फीचर फिक्स करो. And I'll give you an example of it. I saw a recent interview of the owner of Snabit. मैंने earlier भी आपको बताया था. Snabit वाले ने क्या किया था, उसने brochures बना के अपने कॉम्प्लेक्स में डाला था मुंबई में when he started this service. And he realized, जब उसने स्टार्ट किया था ना, उसने रेट कार्ड बनाया था कि if you want someone to sweep the floor, this much money. If you want someone to wipe the floor, this much money. If you want someone for dusting, this much money. If you want someone for utensils, this much money. And he realized, feedback जब आया कि everyone was like, guys, charge us for the hour that we are asking them, you're asking your person to come. हम उसमें उससे क्या काम करा रहे, that should not be your business. He realized that at an early stage. तो जब उसने ऐप फुल फ्लेजेड लॉन्च किया ना, अब आप देखोगे स्नैपबिट में वो क्लियरली बोल देता है, 1 घंटे के लिए बुला रहे हो, 1 घंटे में आपको जो जो कराना करा लो, 1 घंटे के इतने पैसे लगेंगे. So they ironed out any feature that was not useful at that time, and they ironed in whatever features they felt were useful for the user. So at an early stage itself, आप अपने product को perfection की तरफ ले जाते हो at a cheaper cost. Making sense? Quick thumbs up, guys, if it makes sense. I hope all of you are listening to me. Great. देखो, टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोटोटाइप्स, दो टाइप के प्रोटोटाइप्स होते हैं जनरली. लो फिडेलिटी, क्विक एंड सिंपल, पेपर पे बना दिया, चार्ट पे बना दिया, स्टोरी बोर्ड्स बना दिए, कॉमिक स्ट्रिप स्टाइल बना दिया, रोल प्ले करके दिखा दिया, एब्सोल्युटली फाइन. अगर थोड़ा हाई एंड जाना है तो आपने ऐप के मॉकअप्स बना लिए यूजिंग कैनवा और फिग्मा. यू क्रिएट स्मॉल वर्किंग मॉडल्स ऑफ योर वेब पेजेस, और 3D प्रिंटेड कार्डबोर्ड्स एंड फिजिकल प्रोडक्ट्स आप एक मॉडल बना सकते हो. ऑल दीज आर टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोटोटाइप्स, गाइस. अच्छा बुरा कुछ नहीं है. इन दी एंड, इफ माई यूजर इज एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड एक्सपीरियंस द जर्नी, माई प्रोटोटाइप इज परफेक्ट. माई प्रोटोटाइप इज परफेक्ट. क्योंकि अगर उसने वो एक्सपीरियंस कर लिया और मुझे सही फीडबैक दे दिया, गुड और बैड, बट सही फीडबैक दे दिया, आई एम डन. इट्स सॉर्टेड. दैट प्रोटोटाइप हैज वर्क फॉर मी. So that's why when a lot of you were asking me, sir, do I need to build a website? Do I need to build an app? It's not compulsory, but I need to see a prototype. If I am convinced with the prototype that you have built without building the app or the website, that solves the purpose. But अगर आपको लगता है नहीं सर, मैं images बना के भी app दिखा सकता हूँ बिना app बनाए, I am fine with that. Eventually, it should be clear. It should be clear for the jury member to experience the flow of your solution. I'm not talking of commercials here at all. That's not required. Again, Samaira, I don't have a problem if any of you are using AI tools. I know all of you will be using it. My only 2 cents are, वहां पे अगर जूरी मेंबर ने कोई क्वेश्चन किया और आपने वो आंसर नहीं किया, तो फिर मार्क्स कटेंगे. तब ये मत बोलना ये मेरे चैट जीपीटी से निकला था, ये मेरे कैनवा से निकला था, ये मेरे स्लाइड्स एआई से निकला था. नो वन केयर्स. If you're using a tool, in the end, the onus is on you to explain those things. All right. So if you're using AI, not a problem. You should know how AI has built that. Otherwise, there will be a lot of problem when question answer round happens. Absolutely, Reet. Agar aapka, sorry, 1 second. There was an interesting question by Soumya. Soumya has asked, can a prototype give misleading feedback? Absolutely. अगर आपको फीडबैक दो तरीके से गलत मिल सकता है. वन, इफ यू हैव गॉन टू द रॉन्ग कस्टमर्स और रॉन्ग यूजर्स, ऑब्वियसली आपको फीडबैक गलत मिलेगा. सेकंड, if the prototype is not explaining things properly, or if it has made things complex, unclear, ambiguous, then again you will get poor feedback. So it is your fault. It's not going to be the user's fault. Remember that very clearly. Read, you want to make a video, you want to make a chart, you want to make a 3D model, I am fine with everything. आपको एक टाइम दे दिया जाएगा, उस टाइम के अंदर अंदर आपको वो करके दिखाना है. वी आर एब्सोल्युटली फाइन इफ यू आर मेकिंग अ वीडियो फॉर इट. इफ यू फील वीडियो में एक्सप्लेनेशन बेटर होगा, आप वो बना लो, कोई चैलेंज नहीं. बट वो वीडियो आपके पीपीटी का पार्ट होना चाहिए, उसी में चल जाना चाहिए. अलग से कुछ डाउनलोड या सेंड मत करना. ऑल राइट, मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. ये देखो, कुछ मैं प्रोटोटाइप दिखा रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे ध्यान देना. We'll take the questions later. यहाँ पे ध्यान दो, ठीक है. I'm giving you some prototypes, and these are real ones. Zomato did not even build an app when it started. So Dipinder Goyal used to work with Bain and Company. He saw that every day कोई ना कोई टीम को ग्रुप लंच पे जाना होता है, या टीम लंच पे जाना होता है, या खाना ऑर्डर करना होता है. तो वो सब एक दूसरे को कॉल करके मेन्यूज पूछते रहते. तो उसने कुछ नहीं किया था. उसने बहुत सारे रेस्टोरेंट्स के मेन्यू कार्ड जो उसके ऑफिस के आसपास थे, he picked them up, scanned the menu cards, put it on a PDF on a basic website called Foodie, and circulated it in the company. He saw that everyone loved it. They were browsing the menus left, right, and center. वहीं पे उसको क्लिक किया कि बॉस, ये तो सही आइडिया है. Everyone needs this problem. It's repeatable. The problem is repeatable, and people are ready to pay for it. And that's how Zomato was built. So see, एक app-oriented business started on pen and paper with menu cards. Simple scan करके उसने चालू किया, and today you see where Zomato is, guys. All right. Similarly, InShots, I don't know if you've heard of InShots, but InShots is a fantastic tool जहां पे every single news piece comes to you within 60 words. Within 60 words. दुनिया की कोई भी न्यूज हो, वो 60 वर्ड्स में डालते हैं, विच इज अ फैंटास्टिक एंड अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू डू. So see, Gen Z and millennials weren't reading full length articles. The owner realized that what he started was he started a Facebook page posting 60 word daily summaries. 60 word. Facebook page free बनता है भैया. सोचो फ्री में उसने ये पेज स्टार्ट किया. उसे दिखा कि lot of followers surged. It validated his idea. It validated the format. It validated the concept. And today it's a huge company with a lot of investors, great valuation. Azhar Iqbal is the founder. Your right path, and obviously today it's a leading news platform in India. In shorts, नहीं पता तो फोन पे डाउनलोड करके देखिए. इन शॉर्ट्स, you have the spelling in front of you. It's a very good tool. It's a very good tool. All right. A prototype does not have to be perfect. I said this earlier also. A prototype does not have to be perfect. It has to be a low effort, low cost prototype, ensuring that कोई भी यूजर उससे एक्सपीरियंस समझ पाए. बस उतना ही है. क्लियरली आपका फ्लो समझ में आ जाने चाहिए, एक्सपीरियंस समझ में आना चाहिए, एंड द वर्क इज डन. All right. I'm giving you 5 minutes, guys. Just think about what prototype is and think about the 5 problem statements that I given you and what kind of prototypes would you like to make. Ekta, I can't hear you or see you, but obviously if you have any questions, I can see the messages. Okay? So I can't see or hear any of you. Okay, now I'm going to take some questions. I already have a lot of them, so don't send any more. मैं देखता हूँ, I'll take 3-4 questions that are relevant to the topic that we have just discussed. Riyansh says, can we make a 3D model for prototype? Feel free to. If you can, if that's feasible for you, I don't have a problem. Would love to see that. आप प्रोटोटाइप भेज तो पाओगे नहीं, फिर उसका वीडियो या कुछ अच्छे से इमेजेस बना के दिखा देना. Darsh, I did not get your question. Are two things allowed, like a PPT and an advertisement? I didn't get your question. I'm sorry. Linthui, it's an interesting question that you have asked. I'll first read out your question for others. Linthui has asked if our prototype has some faults, which step in design thinking process should we mainly head back into, or do we start it all over again? This will totally depend on the feedback, guys. If you feel the feedback that is coming around where people are saying, अरे यार ये तो कोई प्रॉब्लम का कोई फायदा ही नहीं है, ये तो जो चल रहा है हमारे लिए ठीक है, we don't need to solve this, then you have to go back to the drawing board, empathize वाले में सीधा. Because clearly you have something that the world doesn't need. ठीक है, you are trying to build something that the world doesn't need. So that's where you go back to. But if the feedback is such कि अरे यार ये अच्छा है, but काश ये ऑफलाइन की जगह ऑनलाइन होता, या काश ये इस तरीके से आ रहा होता, या काश उस तरीके से आ रहा होता, then probably you have to go back to the ideation stage where you may need some tweaks, some changes, some alterations in your product and or service, and then that can float. So it depends totally as to what kind of feedback you're getting. Okay, I'll show you the feedback mechanisms also. Testing के बारे में भी बात करेंगे हम. Twisha, I am not suggesting high-end or low-end prototype. No such suggestions. Like I said, if it works, that prototype is perfect. फिर वो low end है या high end है, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. It should eventually give you the desired result. प्रोटोटाइप बेचना तो है नहीं, तो प्रोटोटाइप पे पैसा खर्चा अगर बिना किए भी मैं अगर रिजल्ट निकाल सकता हूँ, why not? Absolutely रही. Rasesh, if you want to use stock videos as prototype, if you feel हाँ वो perfectly बैठ रहा है, no problem in seeing that. अबीर, डिजाइन थिंकिंग इज मेड ऑफ 5 steps. ऐसा नहीं कि डू वी हैव टू यूज ऑल 5 steps और नॉट. डिजाइन थिंकिंग बाय डेफिनेशन इज ऑल 5 steps. सो इफ यू आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग डिजाइन थिंकिंग, पांचों स्टेप्स करने ही होंगे. ऐसा कोई डिजाइन थिंकिंग नहीं हो सकता है कि आप स्टेप 1 करो, फिर 2 करो, फिर 4 करो, फिर 3 मत करो. ऐसा नहीं होता. डिजाइन थिंकिंग मीन्स ऑल 5 steps.
मैं कॉल करती हूँ पीछे करती हूँ।
Yes, Jahan, you can make a simple sketch out of it. You can make a simple image out of it. Again, purpose is उससे अगर यूजर को क्लियरली समझ में आ जा रहा है देन इट वर्क्स, अदरवाइज इट डजंट वर्क. रिमेंबर गाइज, जब आपका प्रोडक्ट स्केल होगा ना, वो प्रोडक्ट कस्टमर्स के पास जाएगा तो कस्टमर के पास आप बैठे नहीं होगे क्वेश्चन करने के लिए. अगर वो प्रोडक्ट या वो प्रोटोटाइप अपने आप कस्टमर को समझ नहीं आ रहा, इसका मतलब है वो प्रोटोटाइप इज नॉट गुड. ओके. How you all will have to share the PPTs and videos. You will get all those in all that information on the WhatsApp groups. Please be patient on that. Diva, yes, prototype models can involve money. I'm not saying they don't involve money, but they're definitely cheaper than creating the whole product in one go. So it can involve money. It may not also involve money, but it's definitely cheaper than the real product. Divisha, you can use AI to create images for you. That's not a problem. Eventually, it should, again, like I said, result is more important than how you made it. My result of that prototype is more important. तो अगर प्रोटोटाइप एआई से अच्छा नहीं बना जिसके कारण रिजल्ट नहीं आया तो कोई फायदा नहीं है. नो फिजिकल प्रोटोटाइप्स हैव टू बी सेंट एनीवेयर गाइज. ना ही हम आपके पास आ रहे हैं ना ही आप हमारे पास आ रहे हो. तो इफ यू हैव मेड अ फिजिकल प्रोटोटाइप, आई वुड वांट इमेजेस और वीडियोस ऑफ दैट प्रोटोटाइप टू बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, अदरवाइज इट्स ऑफ नो यूज. Bhumika, you can make an Instagram page. No number of followers is required. The Instagram page, if it is necessary for us to understand your business, great. But if it is not, then don't put the effort in. कब आप लोगों का प्रेजेंटेशन होगा, कितना टाइम मिलेगा, ऑल दैट विल बी टोल्ड टू यू ऑन व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स. प्लीज बी पेशेंट ऑन दैट. थैंक्स अ लॉट. Yes, Bani. Prototype is a small solution or a model solution that you develop with as less money used as possible. Soumya has asked if the users loved the prototype and in actual life it failed. Is the prototype truly successful? Absolutely not. अगर प्रोटोटाइप अच्छा लगा और एक्चुअल प्रोडक्ट फेल हुआ, इसका मतलब प्रोटोटाइप कंप्लीटली उसको उस एक्सपीरियंस को रेजोनेट नहीं कर पा रहा था. देर हैज टू बी सम फ्लॉ इन द प्रोटोटाइप एंड टेस्टिंग फेज इफ द एक्चुअल प्रोडक्ट फेल्ड, या फिर जो आपने प्रोटोटाइप बनाया और जो एक्चुअल प्रोडक्ट बनाया वो सेम नहीं बने. कहीं ना कहीं देर हैज टू बी अ गैप, अदरवाइज इट डजंट मेक सेंस. Or you went to the wrong people. So either ways, there has to be a process flow, fault in the process, not otherwise. Manya says, sir, in the PPT, can we show that our homepage could be this? If we click something, this happens. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. कोई problem नहीं है. Yes, Rehan, you can modify existing products or apps. You can clearly state out that these are some of the existing solutions that are there in my idea or the problem that I am solving. But these are the problems with these solutions, hence I am building on top of it. So that's not a problem either. Zomato बनने के बाद स्विगी आया ही ना, ऐसा थोड़ी है कि नहीं आ सकते आप. अभी कौन सा एक नया आया ना, टॉइंग या समथिंग, आई हर्ड इट्स वेरी गुड. आई डोंट नो, देयर इज अनदर ऐप apparently. Reet, it's not that whether you are coming up with an idea which exists or does not exist. Uh, there can be solutions that you're bringing in which already exist, but are you adding value on top of it? If yes, then it makes sense. Otherwise, अगर कोई existing product को आप खाली copy paste कर रहे हो तो फिर आपकी जरूरत नहीं है ना. There has to be some value addition you bring in. Arnav, we will definitely not have single member groups. We will have multiple people in the group. How many, कब, क्या, वो सब आपको पता चल जाएगा. I can give you guys some suggested websites. Lovable, Canva, Gamma, Notebook LM. These are some places where you can use, which you can use to create a prototype. Lovable पे आपका ऐप का और आपका वेबसाइट का immediately एक डेमो वर्जन बन जाता है। Tanvi asks, what prototypes could the founder of Uber have made? Very simple. A founder of Uber could have probably deployed 10 or 15 cars in a very small area in a city. And वहाँ पे वो check करता कि how it's working, and that's how it's done. Even now, when new cabs come in, no, they pick up a small section of the city or one small city, see how it's working, and if it is a success, then they scale up. It's never launched at a country level. Lovable Canva, Gamma, Notebook, LM जो मैंने दिए, these are just suggestions. You may or may not use these tools. You can use other tools as well. These are just suggestions that I knew of. I sent it across. There are multiple other tools, guys. So आपके ऊपर है कौन सा use करना चाहते हो आप. Abhishek, this is not the stock market internship, guys. This is not the stock market internship that we are doing right now.
If I
All
can
right.
just come in for a second, Vedant, I'm
Yes, yes,
sorry.
please.
You know, this is part of the stock market internship. However, your domain internship starts next week, Abhishek, and just sit back and watch what you're doing. So, we've been doing it for a couple of years now. We know exactly why we are wanting you to be part of this session. And once you go into your stock market, you'll probably understand. ठीक है?
Thank you so much, Arun sir. Okay, pause the questions now, guys. Let's move forward. I'll come back to more questions. Don't worry. और questions पे आएंगे एक बार के लिए. Let's pause on the questions now. ठीक है? So prototype वाला section हमने cover किया. Now see, this is where I'm showing you how you map a user journey, guys. ठीक है? How you map a user journey. User journey मतलब क्या? आपने कहाँ से आपका यूजर आप where does the user start interacting with you or your solution, and how he or she navigates to that solution and comes to the end point. Full circle आपको वो complete करना है start से लेके end. That is what a user journey is. And your prototype should be able to convey this user journey to the user with clarity without you sitting there. वो प्रोटोटाइप आपका ऐसा होना चाहिए कि आप वो छोड़ के चले जाओ और बंदा अपने आप समझ जाए दैट दिस इज द प्रोडक्ट और द सॉल्यूशन दैट अथर्व इज बिल्डिंग और देवांश इज बिल्डिंग और सौम्या इज बिल्डिंग. You don't need to explain that. If you're required to explain your prototype, that means the prototype is not good. ठीक है? Let's see. What is a user journey mapping? It's a visual tool that helps us understand how a user interacts with a product from or service over time from start to finish. Last words देखो बहुत important है. From start to finish is very important, guys. Clear? The user journey map helps spot pain points and delight moments. तो जब suppose for example आपके journey में 4 points है, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. It helps you know at which point the customer is feeling delighted, or at which point the customer is facing some sort of pain or discomfort, so that when you go back to your prototype and refine it, you exactly know कौन सी चीज को छेड़ना है and कौन सी चीज को नहीं छेड़ना है. ठीक है? So it helps you identify what is working perfectly, and it helps you also identify what is not working properly, so that you concentrate your revisions or iterations on that particular part of the whole journey. Clear? ये देखो 4 key steps in any journey. First, discover. How does the user first hear about your product? That's why send a yes if you have used a product or asked about a product जहाँ पे आपको सेल्स पर्सन ने या सामने वाले बंदे ने आपसे पूछा मैम और सर हाउ डिड यू गेट टू नो अबाउट द प्रोडक्ट. That's an important area for them. Was it Facebook? Was it Instagram? Was it a friend? Was it a movie theater? Was it a hoarding? They need to know that how is the user discovering you. क्योंकि वहां से आपकी जर्नी स्टार्ट हो रही है. आई टोल्ड यू इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम वेयर द जर्नी बिगिंस. Lovely Pranay. Pranay is using Napkin AI, and that's also a wonderful tool. Napkin AI asked him that. All right. Where did you hear about us? Second, what is their first experience like? Third, what happens when they begin regular use? And lastly, what brings them back or what drives them away? So पहला experience कैसा था बहुत important है. because that will tell you the probability of that person coming back to you. And number two, once the person is coming back to you, it's important why they are coming back to you, वो जानना बहुत जरूरी है, because that will tell you कि आप कैसे अपने customers को retain कर सकते हो. And thirdly, it will also tell you when a customer is using it regularly, what's the experience like. I'll give you an example of this. For example, you go to an amusement park. जब आप पहली बार जा रहे हो, first time when you experience it, it feels surreal. Oh, क्या amazing rides थे, क्या amazing experience था, blah blah blah, whatever. Because you've done it for the first time, there is some sort of thrill and excitement there. But when you go there the fifth time, obviously that thrill and excitement quotient falls. But if you're still enjoying it, what is it that is making you come back to it again and again becomes a very important thing for the company. Clear? First time can be luck, but if a customer is coming back again and again, definitely you're doing something right. And knowing that is also very important. And वही जो कस्टमर चला गया, सपोज उसने एक या दो बार आपका यूज किया and चला गया, उसको पकड़ना भी बहुत जरूरी है कि भैया what is it that you did not like that you did not come back to me. All the things in the user journey are extremely important for you to know what's working, what's not working. Make sense, guys? Quick thumbs up. Make sense? Okay, great. Thanks. See, think of a user journey mapping like tracking your users' emotional and practical. ध्यान से देखना. Emotional and practical experiences as they go from hearing about your product to using it and hopefully, obviously, loving it. दोनों चीजें ट्रैक करनी है. इमोशन क्या था, क्या फील किया उसने, एंड प्रैक्टिकली उसको क्या यूज किया उसने, कैसे यूज किया. This journey tells us how to improve. Is the try phase too slow? Is the finish not rewarding enough? क्या dopamine नहीं मिल रहा? Is there not excitement enough? Are the people not getting delighted enough, etc. Clear? एक एग्जाम्पल देखें. एक एग्जाम्पल देखें. डू यू वॉन्ट टू मेक डोमिनोज का यूजर जर्नी स्टेप 1, स्टेप 2, स्टेप 3 एक बार में लिख के दोगे? डोंट गिव इट टू मी वन बाय वन. क्रिएट वन बिग मैसेज. यूजर जर्नी डोमिनोज का बनाओ. आई एम श्योर ऑल ऑफ यू हैव ऑर्डर्ड डोमिनोज umpteen number of times in life. Tell me the user journey of Domino's quickly. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Think about it smartly. Rakshit, don't message like this. User journey, फिर number 1, number 2 नहीं. एक बार में दो, तब मैं पकड़ पाऊंगा. Because otherwise, if I'm going to get sporadic messages, I won't be able to join the dots. Create the whole message in one go and then send it. Design the user journey for Domino's. You all have used Domino's enough number of times. तो मुझे एक एक स्टेप लिख के बताओ कि आप जब डोमिनोज यूज करते हो, आप कहां से स्टार्ट करते हो और एंड कैसे करते हो, एंड टू एंड पूरा. 5 minutes. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. A lot of you have sent in very, very interesting user journeys. I will show you what we had built in. अब ये देखो और ध्यान से देखना. I have made it in a detailed manner. Some of you have written the same topic. Some of you have included some same steps. Some of you have some new ones as well. So see this. Discover phase. A student scrolls Instagram and spots an ad 2 medium pizzas as 199 today only. ठीक है, तो ये एक स्टूडेंट ने Instagram पे स्पॉट किया. All right. What Domino's wants through this particular ad is to grab attention in seconds and spark a craving. For any user, Domino's would put this ad on Instagram, obviously with this thought process कि भैया ये ad देख के कोई रुकेगा, वो देखेगा ये ad, उससे उसको क्रेविंग होगी कि पिज्जा ऑर्डर करे. दैट वुड बी ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ डोमिनोज. What could go wrong? A cluttered or a boring ad could be made. The user might scroll past over it. You are targeting the wrong person. So it reaches someone who doesn't even eat pizza. So that could go wrong with the ad. So you need to know these things. In the user journey, आपको ये सब जानना बहुत जरूरी है. Lastly, discovery is about visibility and temptation. If you miss here, the journey never begins. So it is very important कि जब आप टारगेट कर रहे हो कस्टमर को, आप एग्जैक्टली जानो वो कस्टमर कहाँ मिलेगा. Will that customer be more relevant or more reachable in a school or on social media or in a party or on hoardings or in a mall? You need to know about your customer. And वहीं पे discovery phase start होता है. Clear? Second step, stage 2. Now that the student has clicked on the ad, he or she lands on the app. Obviously, app download करके he or she lands on the app or on the browser. He browses and adds pizzas to the cart and tries to apply the coupon. Clear? सो कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज, अब जब उसने डिस्कवर कर लिया अब वो ट्राई करेगा. ट्राई कैसे करेगा? ऐप डाउनलोड करेगा. सो ऐप पे वो ब्राउज करेगा, पिज्जाज ऐड करेगा, कूपन ऐड करेगा. ठीक है. डोमिनोज क्या चाहेगा? That anyone who is coming to my app has a smooth, no confusion experience that leads to a successful order. Because if the app is cluttered, if the app is confusing, if the app is difficult to understand, you will leave the app in seconds. You will not order from there. It has to be very, very easy and user friendly. So that is stage two. What could go wrong? Confusing layout, coupon doesn't work, app lags, etc. etc. Also, one more thing, guys. अगर आपके एड पे उसने 199 वाला देखा और उसे वो यहां नहीं मिलेगा, अगर उसे लगा कि दैट पर्सन इज चीटिंग अस, द एड हैज चीटेड हिम और हर, ऑब्वियसली यू बी रेस्ट एश्योर्ड दैट द कस्टमर विल नॉट परचेज और मेक द बाय. सो योर ऐप ऑल्सो, द एड जिससे आप आ रहे हो, दैट एड का जो भी प्रॉमिस है दैट शुड बी विजिबल ऑन द ऐप वेरी क्लियरली टू द पर्सन. एंड लास्टली, trying isn't just about trying the product, it's about the whole process. One tiny error and the person will abandon it. Stage 1 और stage 2 clearly समझ में आया? Give me a thumbs up, guys. Stage 1 and stage 2. You see how detailed we are going. We are looking at the user journey and the emotions and where we can go wrong so that we are very clear what to do and what not to do. Third, अब जब उसने ऑर्डर कर दिया फिर क्या होगा? The moment you order a pizza on Domino's, you can track where your pizza is, है ना? आजकल जोमेटो में भी होता है. Receive the order, confirm the order, it's being prepared in the kitchen. Now your rider has reached the restaurant. Now your rider has picked up. Now your rider is coming. ये सब आता है ना? Clearly दिखता है. So he opens the app, sees a little car moving towards him with a countdown. So all this is a part of the experience, guys. इसको gamification बोलते हैं user experience के लिए. Alright? To reduce uncertainty and build excitement during the wait. What could go wrong? If there is no tracking, no updates, the user will get irritated, unsure if the order is even placed or not. Time ज़्यादा लग रहा है उसे लगेगा, feedback poor कर देगा आपके ऐप पे. All this thing will happen. So even a waiting period can be a part of the product experience. You have to manage the emotions, not just the logistics. एक तरफ आप इंश्योर कर रहे हो कि पिज्जा जल्दी बन जाए, good packaging, quickly the delivery boy takes it to the customer hot so that the customer can enjoy good pizza. बट एट द सेम टाइम जब ये सब चीजें यहाँ प्रैक्टिकली हो रही है, आपको यहाँ पे कस्टमर के इमोशंस को मैनेज करना है थ्रू दिस पर्टिकुलर ऐप इटसेल्फ, नथिंग एल्स. क्लियर? एंड लास्टली, ऑब्वियसली, where is the user journey ending? The doorbell rings, the pizza is hot, inside the box there is a thank you note and a 100% off coupon or some other coupon for the next time. This gives a delight factor. आपने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था वो 100 रुपए वाला कूपन, बट वो आता है तो एक डिलाइट फील होता है ना. सो डिलाइट फैक्टर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, गाइस. सो ऑलवेज व्हेन यू डिलीवर स्लाइटली मोर देन योर प्रॉमिस, वो डिलाइट फैक्टर हमेशा यूजफुल रहता है फॉर यू टू रिटेन दैट कस्टमर. सो अ सैटिस्फाइंग एंड दैट लीड्स टू लॉयल्टी. What could go wrong? Cold pizza, no delivery update, no follow up, and obviously then the moment fizzles out. रिमेंबर गाइज, एंडिंग इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अब देखो, आप लोग भी रेस्टोरेंट जाते हो. समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस इज गाइज, आपने कोई डिश ऑर्डर किया एंड द डिश वाज नॉट गुड अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, यू रिटर्न दैट डिश. Some restaurants will put that on your invoice, on your bill, and they're not wrong in it. But some restaurants will say, नहीं सर आपने रिटर्न कर दिया, we will not charge you. आप देखो कहाँ आपको एक एक्स्ट्रा डिलाइट फैक्टर आ जाएगा. इवन इफ खाना थोड़ा सा 19 होता ना, you would have still given that restaurant a 5-star rating, because वो act has given you that excitement and that delight factor which you were not expecting. खाना अच्छा था वो तो नॉर्मल बात है ना, but if the service is also extremely good, or the ambience is good, or they gave you something over and above which you were not expecting, that is where the delta is made over other competitors. Making sense, guys? Stage 1 to 4, does this make sense completely? ध्यान से देखो. डिस्कवर, ट्राई, यूज, फिनिश. ऑब्वियसली अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट्स के अलग अलग यूजर जर्नीज होंगे, जरूरी नहीं है ऐसा बने सबका. ऑल राइट, मेक सेंस? कस्टमर जर्नी, डज दिस मेक सेंस गाइस? यूजर जर्नी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट गाइस. कहाँ आपका कस्टमर आपको डिस्कवर करेगा, कैसे डिस्कवर करेगा, हाउ विल यू इंश्योर दैट यू आर विजिबल, पहला. सेकेंड, the moment that customer has moved from discovery to the try stage, how do you make that experience smooth and seamless? Smooth and seamless. Third, ensuring that you build in that excitement and satisfaction level even during the journey when they're using it. And lastly, end on a high. End on a high with a delight factor. That is where you are sowing the seed for retention or the next use case. Clear? तो अगर 100 चीजें प्रॉमिस की हैं, 110 दे दोगे अगर, that's where you get a loyal customer. ठीक है? Clear guys? Make sense? Moving to the last stage, which is the testing stage. So अब देखो, आपने प्रोटोटाइप बनाया, and again I'm saying, once you make the prototype, you take it to the customer to test it. मतलब क्या? Is the idea really working? रास में तो आपका कस्टमर ही आपको बताएगा ना, और कोई नहीं बता सकता. On paper, there are many billion-dollar ideas. But eventually, if it does not test the time, it stand the test of time, does not matter. And you see this with movies the most. बड़े से बड़े एक्टर की मूवी फेल हो जाती है because the audience does not like it. That does not mean they have not put their hard work and soul in it. But if the audience eventually does not like it, the movie fails. Clear? So you don't need to be right. You need to learn fast. Testing helps you refine your idea by listening to your real users. Okay? Not just your team. It's about spotting what's not working early before it costs a lot of time and money. Clear? First framework is called the MOMS test. First framework is called the MOMS test. MOMS test में क्या होता है? What to ask instead. Sorry. Past behavior. Tell me about the last time something happened with you. What was the most annoying part of doing it? How do you manage the issue now? So, अब आप क्या कर रहे हो? Just see, these questions are invoking some sort of emotion in the person. And that emotion will tell you whether the person faced enough discomfort when he or she faced that problem the last time. And how is he or she managing it today? The goal is to discover if your idea fits into their real problems, not just if they like it. कि हाँ ठीक है चलता है वाले प्रोडक्ट के लिए कोई पैसा नहीं देगा. That problem or that behavior or that issue should resonate with them very strongly. Only then will they want to pay for it. I'll give you an example. Suppose you're making a homework reminder app. A bad question would be, would you use an app that reminds you of your homework? They don't care. They will not give you a proper answer for it. Instead, what do you currently do when you forget your homework? तो आपको ये जानना है कि क्या आप लास्ट टाइम होमवर्क, when did you last time forget your homework? What happened when you forgot your homework? How do you manage it today? So the moment you know this, you get a deeper insight. Is homework reminder app a real need for the person or not? Similarly, you can build a budget tracker for teens. A bad question is, would you like if I make a budget tracker for you? They don't care. They don't care. A good question could be, can you walk me through your last 5 online purchases? So you see his or her habits. क्या वो करते हैं जब वो पैसा खर्चा करने जाते हैं? Do they actually spend time in budgeting? If not, what do they do? How are they managing this? Clear? So can I showcase some sort of real utility? No one is bothered about your features, guys. Your product can be the best, your product can come with the best features in the world, that's all right. But eventually, if it is not adding value to the customer, it's of no use to them. अगर उनके pain area को वो resolve नहीं कर रहा, it does not matter. So questions like, oh, I'm building this thing, would you like to use it? No, it doesn't help. A yes also doesn't help, a no also doesn't help. Instead, if you talk about the problem with them, that okay, have you faced this problem in life? Oh yes, have you? What did you do then? When was the last time you did it? How are you managing it today? Do you really feel that this problem occurs again and again? Would you like to solve it? If yes, what would you want? So try and navigate through it rather than put direct questions about your solution. They are not interested, again, I'm telling you, no one is interested in the solutions. They're interested in figuring out after the solution क्या उनका problem resolve हो रहा है, what emotion is it that they're invoking. That's what they're interested in. Clear? Do you buy a t-shirt because it's from Zara? No. You buy a t-shirt because when you wear that t-shirt from Zara, you feel something from within. Whether that t-shirt has 10 features or not does not matter to you. That feeling matters to you eventually. You're getting it, guys? Does it make sense? This one is a very good framework. अभी जो देख रहे हो यूजर फीडबैक जर्नी, यूजर फीडबैक ग्रिड, नॉट द जर्नी, जर्नी तो कर लिया. यूजर फीडबैक ग्रिड. So this is a grid of 4 quadrants again. Whether the customer liked you, didn't like your thing, what is it that confused them, and what are the suggestions they're giving. A simple 4 box tool to collect clear, actionable feedback after showing your prototype. ठीक है, देखो ध्यान से. What did the person like in your app? The person liked it was visual weekly layout. ठीक है. So weekly आपने उसको homeworks बता दिए थे. So it was easy for them. What they did not like is you were giving too many notifications. What they got confused with, they did not like the color code system. It was too confusing. What are they suggesting? कि if I can build a priority tag, will it help me or not? Okay, just a second, guys. तो इस तरीके से अगर से आपने डोमिनोज का ऐप डिजाइन किया है या वट एवर, इफ यू बिल्ड दिस रियली हेल्प्स. दिस रियली हेल्प्स. Similarly, testing an eco-friendly packaging startup idea. What did they like? They like the fact कि reusable material use हो रहा है. What they did not like, अरे बल्कि सा बॉक्स था, शेप अच्छा नहीं था, बहुत ही पुटिंग ऑफ था. What was confusing? How do I dismantle it and fold it? It was very difficult. Suggestion क्या था? Give us a QR code on it with a video on how to make it. So see, दिस इज द वे यू कलेक्ट फीडबैक गाइज. जब आप टेस्ट फेज में जाते हो ना, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट यू आर आस्किंग द राइट क्वेश्चंस. Only when the right questions are answered properly is when you get the right feedback and you can improve your product or service. Does this make sense? User feedback grid बहुत ही simple है. It's very simple, self-explanatory. Quick thumbs up if you have understood it, guys. Remember, guys, testing isn't a final exam. It's a cheat sheet. इट्स अ चीट शीट, क्योंकि वो आपको बता देगा क्या काम कर रहा है क्या काम नहीं कर रहा. एंड इफ यू हिट द नेल ऑन द हेड विद दैट, ऑब्वियसली देन देयर इज नो लुकिंग बैक. देन देयर इज नो लुकिंग बैक. आपका प्रोडक्ट परफेक्शन की तरफ जा रहा है. फिर परफेक्ट तो कभी नहीं होगा, बट परफेक्शन की तरफ जाना होगा. ठीक है. I'll give you guys again 5 minutes. Make your notes on, especially I would love it if you have a proper notes on the user feedback journey, feedback grid. User feedback grid जानना बहुत जरूरी है. I'll put it on the screen again. This is the user feedback grid, guys. Just put your head to it a little and we'll come back to it. 5 minutes का break है and then I'll come back to questions and then we'll close this today's session. Yes, guys. So I hope you all got time to look into both the mom test and the user. Uh, I would be a little more inclined to discuss the user feedback grid abhi. Mom's test mein I can understand that there are some of you who are not clear on it. I'll explain that again. Don't worry. So पहले user feedback grid के लिए कोई questions है तो बताओ. I'll come back to mom's test, guys. User feedback, if there is any question, anyone. Mom's test I'll explain again. Don't worry. प्रियल, टेस्टिंग इज सिंपल. आपने जो भी प्रोटोटाइप बनाया है, वॉट एवर प्रोटोटाइप और सोल्यूशन यू हैव बिल्ट, यू आर टेकिंग इट टू अ स्मॉल ग्रुप ऑफ योर पोटेंशियल कस्टमर्स टू सी if whatever solution you have built or you're proposing, is it really working for these people or not? Or would they be ready to make a buy with them or not? If not, then what is it that's not working? If yes, then understanding which features are they liking, what is the delight factor, what is the frustrating factor, whatever is there. Clear? So that is what testing as a phase is about. Clear? Now, when I talk about the user feedback grade, what you are essentially doing is you're trying to figure out what worked for your prototype. So what is it that they liked? Is there something that was confusing? Then what was it? Is there a suggestion that they're giving you that can make it work better for you? And lastly, what is it that they did not like? ये चारों चीजें अगर आपको पता चल जाती हैं, then obviously you have done your testing properly. You have understood what is working for your customer. You have understood what is not working for your customer. And hence, you can go back to the drawing board again to make it better. Clear? Clear? Uh, Suhana has written user feedback grid, liked live tracking system, dislike surge pricing during peak hours, confused by cancellation policies, suggested rewards and loyalty. Exactly. This can be something that you can have as a feedback grid for uh, uh, cab booking app. Absolutely, this is right, Suhana, what you've built. Aradhya says, very interesting question, Aradhya. Aradhya says, what if the customer says that there was something missing but they don't know what was missing and we are also not able to figure out what is missing? This is true. This can happen. काफी बार क्या होता है कि the customer is unable to articulate things properly and he or she will be just like कि अरे मजा नहीं आया, कुछ missing था but मजा नहीं आया. This happens. But that's where you as an entrepreneur or you as a problem solver have to understand, go back to the empathy map again there. कि what is it that the person is feeling, hearing, seeing and doing. उससे आपको decode करना होगा. The customer, so for example, if Mercedes is bringing in a new car which they launch with a few customers and they go back for feedback and the customer says, सर इंटरेस्टिंग तो है बट पिछला वाला कार बेटर था, इसमें ना कुछ मजा नहीं आ रहा, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली टेक्निकली तो उसे नहीं पता कार में क्या है. तो you cannot expect the customer to always be able to pinpoint every feature that is working or not working for them. Again, you have to go back to the drawing board in terms of the emotions that they're facing in the journey. तो आपको पता चलेगा, अच्छा सर आपने जब गेट खोला सही लगा, आप जब बैठे सही लगा, सीट सही है, ऑल दैट इज फाइन. ओके, व्हेन यू वर ड्राइविंग वो पिकअप आपको नहीं मिल रहा, सो प्रोबेबली देयर इज एन इफेक्ट देयर. So you have to break it down. You have to break that thing down. Ask simpler questions. Remember, guys, one thing. Questions पूछना, अगर आपने questions को technical बना दिया, or if you make those questions very pinpoint directed, 9 out of 10 times you'll not get the right answer. 9 out of 10 times you'll not get the right answer. The questions have to be asked in a manner that the person who is filling that feedback form for you is able to resonate with their experience there. Clear? Divyansh asks, sir, customer can give a feedback which might not be of our use. Yes, that can happen. You and I also have done that. A lot of times we visit the, क्या बोलते, we visit the restaurant and we simply write 55555 or 11111. We don't even bother to see the question. That does happen. That does happen. I'm not denying that it doesn't happen. But if you see, you go on to Amazon and all, and when you're looking to purchase some products, you do go to the review section, no? And if there are multiple reviews, and then after that, if it is 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, sir, it gives you the trust कि हाँ यार 1000 बंदों ने दिया and तभी भी 4.3, 4.4, 4.5 है, that means it should be decently good only. All right. But if there is no feedback, or if there is only 10 feedbacks, or if the feedback has led to a 3-pointer star, then probably you'll not want to order that thing. Anvesha asks, what if 90% of users are coming back again and again and the other 10% is still not? So will the company focus on the minority of the people or will they ignore it? No. See, Anvesha, that's not a very straightforward question. There's a lot of things that you have to understand. What if the 10% users are actually paying more and the 90% are small users जो बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा नहीं देते हैं? So a lot of things have to be looked at. It's not straightforward. Guys, understand, that is what I've been trying to tell you. For design thinking, there is no mathematical formula of doing these things. I am giving you some frameworks. Tomorrow you go online and you look for more frameworks. You can get hundreds or more frameworks there. Some you might like, some you might not like. That's not the point here. The point is again to be able to understand how you process information that is being thrown at you. Every single time, if you have a problem, you might not have the same solution for it. All right? Clear? Something might work for you, something might not work. The same thing might not work for me. So वो जानना बहुत जरूरी है कि कब क्या चीजें वर्क करेंगी. अच्छा, before I go to the questions, let me explain mom's test once again with you. See, mom's test का मतलब क्या है? Where did this start actually? Mom's test is an analogy that's drawn that अगर आप अपनी मम्मी से पूछोगे ना कि मम्मा मैं ये बना रहा हूँ अच्छा लगेगा क्या, 9 out of 10 टाइम मम्मा बोलेगी हाँ बेटा अच्छा ही है. because there is a bias. All right. Instead, you go to users and you ask them indirect questions. Yani ki, for example, if you're building an app which is going to help your child study better, you don't go and ask, sir, if I build an app like this or if I give you an app like this, will you like to use it? No, that's not the right question, because a yes over there or a no over there does not showcase anything to you as a as a businessman. Instead, what we have to do is we have to understand the behavior pattern of the person today. Ki, how does your child study? What is the pattern? What are the challenges he or she faces? What, as a parent, would you like to offer to them? Are there any recent challenges that you guys have faced? What happened? How did you solve them? Is this problem recurring? So, see, what I'm doing is I am hovering around that problem here and there, but I'm not asking about my solution. Guys, remember, feedback is not about what you are building, feedback is about what they are feeling. अगर उनको आपका solution देंगे आप और वो feeling positive हो जाएगा, that means your product is perfect. Like I said, they are not bothered about your features. I'll give you another example of Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs used to demonstrate a product, whether it was an iPad or an iPod or a Mac, he never came out and said, "Oh, you can store 5 GB worth of songs there. आपको और मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता 5 GB songs क्या है." Instead, if he comes and says that today you can store 1,000 songs in your pocket and your road trips are fixed, that is the experience that the customer wants. That is what the end product is for the customer. The customer doesn't need to understand if it is GB or TB. They don't care. What they care about is what is it that they are going to do with that GB and TB. You getting it, guys? Give me a thumbs up quickly. Questions have to be framed in a manner that gives you a deeper insight into the person's thought process and the mindset and the feelings. It does not have to revolve around the features of your product right now. फीचर्स ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट लेटर ऑन, कि अच्छा सर आपने यूजर जर्नी किया, हाँ आपको खाना अच्छा लगा, अच्छा खाने में कोई स्पेशल चीज, ये नहीं अच्छा लगा, क्या नहीं अच्छा लगा, डिड यू हैव टू वेट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम, ओके, डिड माई वेटर कम टू यू ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस, ओके, ज्यादा था कम था, वट एवर इट इज, you have to talk about the experience and the feelings and the emotions. You don't have to talk about the features. That's not important for them. उनके एक्सपीरियंस से आपका फीचर्स कोरिलेट हो जाएगा. क्लियर? Does this make sense now, mom's test? Does this make sense? Remember, they do not understand the product better than you. You understand the product better than them. But what you have to do is you have to understand them better than they understand themselves. That is where the true test lies. The moment you decode the psyche of your customer, product amazing हो जाएगा. Don't worry about that. See, guys, let's talk about the restaurant industry because it's varied. You can go to a 5-star fine dine restaurant जहाँ पे आप जैसे ही जाओगे हर मील के बाद आपको एक पैलेट क्लेंजर मिलेगा, आपको अलग अलग सर्विसेज देंगे वो, विच यू विल एंजॉय. But you might go to a roadside dhaba as well and have a better experience even without getting those palate cleansers and 10 other things that particular restaurant was giving. It's because आपका क्या साइकी है. आप जब एक ढाबे पे जाते हो, यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग सर्टन थिंग्स, बट व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू फाइन डाइन रेस्टोरेंट you want to experience certain other things. So the person sitting in these two places needs to know what mindset the customer is coming with so that the right things can be served. 9 out of 10 of us might not want steel plates in a fine dining restaurant. The crockery needs to be of a certain standard. But the experience or the expectation at a dhaba would be, अगर स्टील की थाली भी हो बस साफ हो, that's it, that's the max you will have as the expectation. So the product that the person is selling at a dhaba, even though it is same dal makhni here and dal makhni there or dal tadka here, dal tadka there, but the way it is going to be presented will be different because it's about experience. Makes sense? This example makes sense. Same product but experience is different, customer alag hai. That's why I'm saying again and again, empathy is extremely important, guys, because It lets you know about the customer better, nothing else. All right. What I will close with today will again be I'll open the yes, I'll open the problem statements that we have come up with, जो हमने कल भी discuss किया था. I'll quickly open those 5 statements for us. Just one by one, we'll go through them. And now you have all the 5 steps of design thinking, right from empathy to define to ideation to prototyping and to testing. So बहुत जरूरी है guys, before you start solving the problem, understand who you are solving it for. Because तभी empathy map बनेगा, तभी idea बनेगा, तभी prototype बनेगा और तभी testing होगी. अगर आपके पास क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि कौन सा कस्टमर पर्सोना है, हु इज इट दैट यू आर सॉल्विंग दिस फॉर, गेम ओवर. स्टार्ट करते ही गेम खत्म है. क्लियर? I'm sharing the screen again because there are some people who probably weren't there yesterday. I'm sharing the screen. The first topic that we had discussed, which will be a part of the projects, would be street animal care, safety, and community harmony. All right. We have already discussed this at length. Now, what you have to do is before you are slotted in the groups, and individual groups will obviously get one particular topic to work upon. Start thinking about all these 5 topics individually from a 5-step method of design thinking. Future ready skills for India's youth. Okay. Loneliness in urban families and communities, dignity and convenience for gig workers, fitness for India across all age groups. ये 5 topics थे guys जो हमने कल at length we spent a lot of time in discussing all of them. The only thing that I now want is that you go back and try and figure out for each of these 5 types who would be the customer you would want to solve it for, how would the empathy map look like, what would be your problem statement, how will you use the onion peel method, what would probably be the ideas, at least come up with 3 or 4 bad ideas and 3 or 4 good ideas that you feel that would help you solve for this. What kind of a prototype would you like to make for it? And what kind of question would you pick up to test the audience? Okay? That's how this whole particular thing goes up. Again, quickly make a note. Street animal care, safety and community harmony. Future ready skills for India's youth. This will be shared obviously with you all, so don't worry. Loneliness in urban families and communities. And lastly, dignity and convenience for gig workers. Okay, guys? I'll just take a few questions. 1 second. No individual projects, guys. No individual projects. Aditi asks, sir, when a prototype or a solution is rejected by the people, should you give up or try harder? You said that if you can't find the solution for a particular problem, that problem is not meant for you. But if many successful people would have given up, we could not have had such great solutions. Okay, Aditi, you have to understand, I never said that give up. मैंने ऐसा कभी नहीं बोला. If you have tried hard enough, persisted hard enough, and you still feel that this is not a problem I can solve, then you can move forward from it. Understand, guys, persistence is important, but also what is very important is to know when to quit. You can't be sticking to something that is not resulting in something that eventually goes forward to actually add value to someone's lives. That means you're stuck in a place, probably that problem is not correct, or the definition of the problem is not correct, or the customer is not correct, or there is no market for it, or there is no awareness for it. अगर आप किसी चीज पे कंटिन्यूसली लगे रहते हो और वो काम नहीं करते तो ऑल्सो रिमेंबर आप टाइम और रिसोर्सेज और कॉस्ट भी लगा रहे हो. बट एट द सेम टाइम फेलिंग वंस और ट्वाइस डज नॉट मीन दैट इट इज नॉट वर्थ सॉल्विंग. सो यू आर राइट, परसिस्ट करना चाहिए, बट यू ऑल्सो नीड टू नो व्हेन टू कट द कॉर्ड. क्लियर? ऐसा कोई गोल्डन नंबर नहीं है गाइस दैट हाउ मेनी कस्टमर्स फीडबैक शुड बी टेकन, बट इट विल डिपेंड ऑन द काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स यू आर मेकिंग. सपोज अगर मैं एयरक्राफ्ट बना रहा हूँ तो ऑब्वियसली मेरे पास 5,000 लोग नहीं होंगे उसका फीडबैक लेने के लिए. But if I'm making, say, slippers of a certain kind, I can definitely take it to 200, 500,000 people to take feedback. So ऐसा कोई formula नहीं है इसका. रौनक, I don't know what your question is. I can only see please sir, please sir, please sir. तो एक बार अपना question वापस से डाल दो, मुझे नहीं पता आप क्या पूछ रहे हो. I can't spot your question. Sia, if you can interview people to get customer feedback in such a short notice, that would be wonderful. But if you're unable to do that, at least explain in your PPT that how would you test the particular product. Okay? I am not expecting you all to get feedback so soon because of paucity of time, but जब आपने प्रोटोटाइप बना लिया तो प्लीज इंश्योर दैट यू ऑल्सो एक्सप्लेन हाउ यू वुड हैव टेस्ट how you would go ahead and test it. Guys, the recordings of the videos will be available and are available. Please follow it on the WhatsApp group that you are a part of. Soumya asks, what if solving one user problem creates another user problem? Good for you. एक और use आपके लिए business खुल जाएगा. For example, uh, a lot of people from Zomato are using this opportunity to create businesses around health now. क्योंकि obviously लोग बाहर ज़्यादा खा रहे हैं तो health issues हो रहे हैं. So they have another user problem that they have to solve. See, problems will keep coming up, guys. There cannot be a situation where there'll be no problems. Problems तो आती ही रहेंगी. Changes होती हैं लाइफ में, problems भी आती हैं, कुछ problems हट जाती हैं. So you have to be aware. That's it. Every problem leads to an opportunity, basically. Guys, first 2 sessions are available. I'm sure the tech team will upload the rest too. Don't worry, you'll get all of them. रसेश, ऑब्वियसली नेगेटिव फीडबैक पॉजिटिव फीडबैक सब कुछ देखना होता है कस्टमर के लिए. आपको आप ये नहीं कर सकते कि आप नेगेटिव फीडबैक को इग्नोर कर दो, बिकॉज देन योर प्रोडक्ट विल नॉट गेट बेटर. ऑलराइट. If the problem is only for some individuals but irrelevant for majority, should you then ignore it? Not necessarily. Depends, guys. There's something called a concierge service. वो भी एक business है आज के तारीख में, but that is done for extremely wealthy individuals, which obviously is a very small percentage of the society. But if they're ready to pay enough that it makes value for the person who is solving for that problem, why not? So there is no such thing that कम लोगों के लिए है तो वो important नहीं होगा. Okay, I think we are done with the questions here. Arun sir, one thing that I could see was that some of them were asking for the WhatsApp group link, if that's something that you can help them with.
Okay. A quick confirmation. Are you all aware that what is the time of tomorrow's session? Can I have the time for tomorrow's session, please? It is 3:45 to 5:45. It's not 4:45, it's not 6. Zoom will send you a reminder. It is 2 hours, 2 and a quarter actually, ahead of the usual time. So please be there. Tomorrow is going to be the last session. After that, we move to the project. Okay? I'm assuming all of you are part of the community. Some of you are saying you're not. I will just take 1 minute and post that in the group.
Whilst you find him, I'll just answer Rishika's question. Rishika, you've asked. Chathar has put it here. Sir, I wanted to ask whether we can modify existing companies for students. Yeah. Like I said, guys, you want to bring up a new idea which does not exist on the face of this planet, or if you want to take inspiration from existing things, absolutely not a problem. Eventually you have to add value to that existing thing also. If you come and tell me, sir, मैं Uber ही खोल दूंगा एक और, तो क्या फायदा आपका, है ना? Can you find a problem in Uber and add value to it and tell me why you would be better than Uber? Then it makes sense. Otherwise, you're not adding value. See, problem solving is about value addition. Simple. You add value to someone's life, that means you're solving some problem for that person. बहुत ही simple चीज है. ठीक है. Rishika asks me, what if a user has given some feedback as negative, but someone else says it's a positive feature since people have different views? How will that contradiction be sorted? Again, Rishika, like I said, no formula for this. One of the ways could be obviously अगर majority लोगों को अच्छा लग रहा है, retain it. Majority लोगों को खराब लग रहा है, change कर लो आप. But still, that is one of the ways of looking at it. ठीक है. So ऐसा कोई straightforward straightjacket solution is not there for this kind of an answer. You have to take a decision call. That's where owners go right or wrong. That's where problem solvers go right or wrong. Where that decision making sometimes works for you, sometimes it does not work for you. Clear?
We will send you a WhatsApp update for tomorrow's session, and that is going to be your last. Your schedule is updated on the student portal. It's good if you can go back and check your schedule. This is going to be different from each one of you. For each of the 9 internships, there are different start dates, there are different days and timings, right? So, very, very helpful if you can go and check it for yourself. ग्रुप का लिंक भेज दिया है. Some of you are asking कि ये ग्रुप्स कैसे बनेंगे. It will be very simple. Tomorrow morning, we will put all the groups as a poll in the community, right? Uh, be mindful to join the group which is labeled as design thinking. अभी तक नहीं है, right? Rather, I can let me do that as we speak. Oh, there is a design thinking group. We will approve it tomorrow. Until then, it is pending approval. We will run a poll. You are expected to join one of the groups depending on which project that you will like to work in. Each project has 5 groups. You can join any one. Do not join a group which has more than 15 people. I repeat, do not join a group which is more than 15 people. You know, they often say in work like, you don't choose your boss, right? So don't try and gang up and say, 5 log milke hum log karenge ikatha. Try and work with people that you do not know. There is immense value there. Aditya Bamba, if you do not know the portal link, then you have not gone through the application process. I do not know how did you land up at this place. Okay? Thanks so much, everyone. See you tomorrow at 3:45. Should we call it a day, Vedant?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Chaliye. Bye-bye. Thanks,
Bye-bye,
everyone. I'm going to
guys.
close this group now. Recordings are available on YouTube. We'll ensure this one comes as early as we can, right? Take care. Bye-bye.